It's a coffee type afternoon. Epiphany Media coffee, should I say. What's going on, y'all? That shit burn. Ooh, I'm glad nobody in here to see that. Or one person is. Ooh, jeez. Uh, Welcome back to another episode of Politics. Sorry about last week. Um, Extenuating circumstances, as always. Um, and then this week, uh, you guys got stimulus money, so I'm sure y'all don't want to talk about. Y'all don't want to talk about the one y'all just got. Y'all looking forward to the next one already, which I understand. Um, but I just wanted to have a discussion. No media today, so you come for the videos. I don't got nothing. I don't think I got no old stuff. No, I don't got no old stuff. So, um, but yeah, just want to have a discussion, man, about uh, it is politics related or related to a politician, and but it's a bigger conversation, saying that probably need to be held, or that that has been held, and I think continues to involve down the road. I think it's uh, I think it's uh, important to talk about and get you guys' opinion because everybody's opinion is different, and I feel like my opinion will differ on this subject than the guys in our audience. Erica, what's up? Thanks for joining. Angela, thanks for joining. She said, "Isn't this so far? You wouldn't take another one though? Like they said in August, like all right, one last hurrah for the end of the year, extra $500 or extra, you know, $300 at the, for that matter. You wouldn't take it? It's the last scheduled one, but you know, let's like Erica said, let's not speak on that. Let's put good stuff into the air, into into existence, into the universe. Good stuff, like more free money. um, that's funny. So yeah, man. So I was talking as I share. So if I'm not looking at the screen, you'll know why. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to talk about, or I guess kind of just have a discussion on. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Andrew Cuomo situation that's going on in New York. Are you guys? But before I bore you, I don't want to bore you. I mean, I'm gonna end up explaining anyway, but I still don't want to bore you guys. Anybody familiar with the situation? Um, all right, Angel said no. Anybody? Erica usually stay up on big stories a little bit. There's somebody else in here. I'm not sure who it is, but do you know anything about the Andrew? I keep want to call him Chris Cuomo, the Andrew Cuomo situation. Um, just out of curiosity, my own curiosity. Um, so for those of you, as I finish my share, um, those of you that don't know, Chris Cuomo is Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York. Chris Cuomo, who I keep want to say is an anchor on CNN, and uh, I watch his show sometimes, so that's why it keeps coming to my mind. But Andrew Cuomo has been accused uh, of multiple um, I don't know what you want to call it. He got some um, uh, like improper sexual advances towards like AIDS and stuff. Then he has some um, I forgot what it's called. It's like two different charges or whatever. I was trying to see if I can find it, but it's like seven women total. Erica said, "Did he has he resigned? No, he hasn't resigned. He said he's not going to either. Um, he said, do your investigation and all of that good stuff, and but I'm not resigning for sure." Um, yeah, Andrew said, "Making women uncomfortable." Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it was two different charges though. One was like sexual harassment, and then the other was like actual harassment, and the other was just like kind of making them uncomfortable. But I don't know what the uh what the legal term of that would be, I guess. So I just want to talk about that. So now, I mean, so yeah, it do tie into politics. That's a politician, and we can talk about whether he should resign and all of that good stuff. But the bigger conversation I want to have is in regards to, these sexual allegations, not these specifically, but sexual allegations in this early. Now that he's been accused, I want to say the past week, maybe the past 2 weeks. Like, do you guys think he should resign right now? Like before the investigation is handled, or while it's just people saying it, no matter how many people it is. If it was, what did they say? Bill, not Bill Clinton. Bill Cosby had, it was like 57 people or something that came forward for Bill Cosby, like some crazy number. Um, or do you guys think he should resign or lose his job or be impeached? Uh, Currently, Angel said one lady said he intimately embraced her, but it was more than a hug. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the discussion I want to have because at one point, so there are. I think I got my numbers mixed up. There are 57. I want to say, like New York, people that's in government, so various forms, so representatives, just 57 people, lawmakers, people that's in politics. Is calling for him to resign. Joe Biden said yesterday, I believe, might have been earlier today. I'm not exactly sure. I think he said yesterday that if he's guilty of this, then he should resign and he probably be charged and all of that good stuff, which I agree with 100%. Um, but the thing is, like, when do it become like how do you walk the line? And you guys' opinion, we're just having a conversation. Like, how do you draw the line between uh, you don't want to alienate women and make them feel like they can't come forward or whatever. So you want to believe them, saying to a certain extent, and also that you are innocent until proven guilty. Saying that's in the court of law, but the court of public opinion, could, let's say all this stuff come out and it's found that he didn't do this stuff, or he did certain things, but it wasn't malicious or whatever the case. Whatever they find out, it could very well, and I'm not a huge fan of his governance style and none of that stuff. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm just a super fan and apologizing for him. But that the public opinion has already set in that, um, this guy does these things, so it could very well ruin his next, his next bid for election. And not so. I just want to talk about it. I just want you guys' opinion. Like, where do you draw the line between believing women of sexual assault accusations and being innocent until proven guilty? You know, I just don't. It is, it's kind of dicey, and some of the stuff I've heard that he done. Look, so I don't know. I got a lot of opinions on it. Andrew said, as long as he can focus on his job, no, don't resign. If you're guilty or can't focus to perform, just quit now. Okay, I can understand that. Andrew said, some women may just want money. Each case is different. Absolutely. She said, if you get accused at your job, do you quit right away or stay and work? Well, right. That's what I'm saying. So I think any normal person, uh, I would guess if you didn't do it, or if you felt like uh, you didn't do it on purpose or whatever the case is, you would stay on and just keep working your job. You know what I'm saying? That's just what happens. Andrew said, "It's sad, but being honest, I don't always believe them at first because they are in the limelight." Yeah, and it's been proven, as well as some of the guilty parties. It's been proven that a lot of women lie or just lie for money. I mean, me and Angela, we and you talked about like the Ti and Tiny situation, um, and just how it could just be for money. Deshaun Watson, a NFL football player, um, he just got a lawsuit sent to him yesterday. I think he released a statement yesterday in regards to somebody saying that he uh, like sexually assaulted or like sexual misconduct with a woman. Um, and so this, I guess, lawyer also had contacted him about like settling out of court before they even filed a lawsuit. So he turned it down the first time, and then now, of course, they're gonna actually go to court and fight it. So some of the stuff could be about money. So it's just tough to 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 believe the woman. But you don't want to say that all women are liars or anything like that. Of course, that's not what we're saying, but there has been, like I said, times when women have been found to be lying and nothing happens. There's no consequence for women lying. There's no, unless the person comes back with like a defamation suit or something, And when you're famous, that tends to look bad as well. So, what do you do? What can you do? You want to take it all the way back to like the Kobe Bryant issue, where he never said he didn't do it. He just said he didn't rape her. And then when they found like 8 different semens in her or something like that, they're like, "Oh, this lady is lying. Like she's clearly like just getting around or whatever." But to this day, people still, even after he died and a year later and all this stuff, people still brought up the fact that um, he's a rapist or something. Even though he got acquitted, he never got charged with rape. But the public opinion, the court of public opinion, puts your reputation and everything on the line every single time. It's I don't know, it's just crazy. Um, Andrew said, "Aren't some of these from 20 plus years ago?" They are. I'm not sure if it's that far back, but I want to say the oldest one that I seen might have been like 7 or 8 years. Which I don't know. I'm assuming they got Bill Cosby 40, 50 years later, so I'm assuming there's no statute of limitation. But yeah, we're talking 10 plus years. 7 or so years ago was the oldest one I think. Andrew said, "I was just thinking of them." Yeah, exactly. Uh, so you've been having a lifestyle or doing something for so long. Now all of a sudden, uh, just one girl, as far as I know, only one girl came. No, actually, I think a couple people came forward with the Ti and Tiny stuff now, but like just all of a sudden now, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know some people are like, oh, women are nervous to come forward. These people are powerful or they're celebrities or whatever the case is. Um, but if that's the case, then what makes the one first lady or whatever jump off the boat and actually start talking or whatever? Um, I don't know. It's just hard for me to see that it's not about money. Um, for most of the things, and like I said, and if they do it and they found that the celebrity or whatever is not guilty, there's no recourse for the person that accused them. They just go back to having a normal life or whatever. Erica said, I don't think he's going to resign. I don't think he is either. Like I said, this is not. I'm not talking about whether he did it or not because I don't know. And the investigation. They'll do an investigation. They'll find out and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, like I don't feel like he is going to resign. I don't feel like he should resign until all of the information has been put out there. Um, because women lie. I mean, men lie too. I don't want to get everybody up in arms, but women lie in these situations. Like there have been times when women have lied and got a guy in trouble, even if it's in the court of public opinion. Um, what was it? What was the Usher thing? The Usher thing with the lady that said that he I don't know if he said she said he raped her. He did something or had sex with her and gave her herpes or something like that. Like that was like the big thing, and that that was a story for a couple weeks or something. And come to find out she was lying, of course. And but people for a while, at least, I haven't heard it in a while. I don't know, any new Usher music or whatever. But for a while, people were saying like, man, Usher got herpes or whatever the case. When it had already been decided that the lady was lying. Like so it's I don't know. It's being guilty before you even guilty. Like just off of what somebody say. Andrew said, "How embarrassing if it was your spouse, or if your spouse was accused, or your dad." Yeah, that would be tough on either kid. I would think. Um, if you're a daughter, then people look at you to like, man, did your dad do anything to you, or you see anything, with your dad and your friends, or anything like that? Um, you know, and then I guess on the other side, if you're the son, they're like, man, do you take after your dad? Like, do you do the same stuff that your dad do? Like it's tough, man. It's tough for sure. On the family around. So that's something else we could talk about. So this guy Andrew Cuomo is a single guy. He was like married before and divorced, I think. Um, but he was a single guy. So also, this might be a better conversation for the main show. But at what point, what I'm saying? And look, and I'm not saying that if you're a boss or whatever that you should flirt or talk to your subordinates. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? Managers talk to normal people, or not like regular workers or whatever. Um, sometimes they talk and they date and they, get married or whatever the case is. Um, so, it probably shouldn't happen, but it does happen from time to time. And, so let's say that's your flirting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all, flirting is always for interpretation, right? So if I see you across the bar or something, I'm staring at you, that could be my way of flirting with you. Like, this dude's a creep. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm staring at you. Or like, if I wink at you, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what is he wink? Like, that's weird to me. But to me, that's flirting. You know what I'm saying? Um, and, so I'm like, man, she not returning my winks. Maybe maybe she's not seeing them or something. So I'm gonna keep winking. And to you, you feeling like harassed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is a single guy who single guys talk to women. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not dating, even if it's just for the physical relationship or whatever, you probably want to talk to women. And if you're an older guy, I'm sure you want to talk to younger women. If there's younger women around you, I would assume you're going to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it just comes off as it's bad because it's my boss trying to talk to me. I get it, but there's nothing illegal about that. Like, it's nothing illegal with your boss flirting with you. It's probably wrong to do on work time, or whatever. But or like if I like you and I'm like, oh, we should play strip poker, yeah, like just to see what you say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what rises to what level of what. Like, is I'm assuming it's up to the woman to decide what makes her feel comfortable and uncomfortable. Uh, but sometimes guys could literally just be harmless, but want to talk to them or like whatever the case is. Um, so the accusations, man, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of variables. Like, if he had been married, then that would be something to say for that. Or if the girls that he was trying to talk to or hit on or whatever was like married. But I don't think at the time it took place, I don't think any of them were. If I'm wrong, let me know or whatever. But I don't think any of them were. So it's just a single guy, um, that's trying to talk to the younger women that's around him. Angel said, imagine being Chelsea Clinton with the Lewinsky situation. Yeah, she would have been young. She might have been like a teenager or something then, right? Maybe like 10 or 11, maybe. Yeah, no, that would be tough. It's kind of a different situation because you're not around. I mean, you got your friends or whatever, so I'm sure the parents and stuff look at you weird, but um, she's not around like general public people. Where if if I get accused or something, I still got to go to work and just look at normal people while they chastise me the whole time. She was kind of sheltered with Secret Service and all of that good stuff, but it is tough. Um, yeah, it is tough. But it's funny that you bring up the Lewinsky situation as far as this, because it was a similar thing, I guess. It was Bill Clinton talking to a younger woman who was near him, like who was around him. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like he had the time or whatever to go. Yeah, I mean he was married anyway, so he probably shouldn't have been. But you know what I mean? Like it was like a woman that was near him, and he talked to her, and like they had their relationship or whatever. So this would be a similar situation of this guy being the boss or the highest uh, ranking person in New York, talking to uh, the women that are around him. You know, what I'm saying the younger women that are around him. The only difference is this guy was single, and he probably was just looking to get, or he might have been looking for a relationship. Like who knows? You know what I'm saying? But does his version of flirting rise to the level of sexual harassment, or does it go that far because he's the governor of New York? I don't know. Andrew said coworkers all the time. Yeah, I mean, so normal coworkers, but like I said, the boss manager relationship or boss supervisor or whatever like that, it happens. It's not all the time, and bigger companies have rules against it. You know what I'm saying? But that haven't stopped people. Um, the person lower on the chain quit or whatever, they'll still be together, or um, they'll make an announcement. You know what I'm saying, that they together, and see what happens to go from there. So I don't know. I just I don't know. The sexual harassment stuff is always iffy, especially when you get in the world of politics, because people in your own party. I'll give you one more. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture real fast. Um, uh, it was a senator of Minnesota, maybe. He was a senator, former senator of yeah, Minnesota. Okay, see, I'll be good. Sometimes I don't even know how good I'll be. Um, but he was a senator, Al Franken, the comedian, the media guy. Um, uh, he became a senator somehow, right? And he uh, he got called to step down by Democrats, like by his own party, because of a picture that he took before he was a senator, back when he was a comedian, when he made jokes and did sketches, and I think I want to say he was on radio and stuff doing funny skits and all this stuff. Um, but I guess the photo resurfaced or somebody posted it or whatever the case is, and they asked him to step down because of a photo that took place um, multiple years later, or sorry, multiple years earlier. Um, so like, is that right? Like, is that technically sexual assault? You know what I'm saying? Like clear the picture had been out there for years. Like I've seen the picture be like way before um, I even knew he was a senator. Like he was a senator for years, and I didn't even know, but I had seen that picture already. So like is that something that should happen? Like, should you be forced to like resign for something that take place years earlier? When that's the what you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like he was a preacher and he had like a sexual misconduct or something, you know what I'm saying, then became a senator. Like, when that's what you do is the sketches and pranks and all of that stuff. Uh, yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. Um, I just don't know. Andrew said, if it makes them feel uncomfortable, yes, but they need to address it and say immediately, hey, stop, it's making me feel uncomfortable. Absolutely. 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 I think it's that simple, and that's just me. Angel, I agree with you 100,000%. If you flirting with somebody in the workplace and they're not a fan, like they should be like they shouldn't go straight to HR. Look, every place I've worked at where you got to go through like HR sexual harassment, not training, but like a booklet or maybe a test or something. Sexual harassment is not you doing it, you know what I'm saying, once, twice, or even three times. It's when you tell a person to stop or that it makes them feel uncomfortable or whatever the case is, and they keep doing it. That's when it becomes sexual harassment. At every place I've ever worked at, including college when I didn't work in college, but you know what I mean. When we had to sit through like a seminar, like, I'm not even kidding, like a 2 hour seminar of sexual harassment, and uh, it's not when you are flirting with somebody or trying to talk to somebody or whatever the case is. It's when they say stop and you don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't say it, like, how am I supposed to know that you're not a fan, or how am I supposed to know that you are offended, or whatever the case is? Like I said, I'm just gonna keep winking at you because I think, like, well, maybe she just didn't see my wink. Like, maybe my wink wasn't strong enough or something. You know what I'm saying? Like once they say no, then that's a completely different thing. Let me see. Right, uncomfortable. Andrew said, "What's the picture? What is he doing?" I'm about to get the picture right now. Um, yeah, I think it's harmless. I mean, it's a funny picture. I don't know. I mean, it ain't like ha 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 funny, but this is what he did though. This is what he was a like a not maybe not like a Howard Stern might be a bad example, but he was like a sketch prank media radio, like a broadcasting guy. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Um, so yeah, so I just I don't know if you don't say it right then and there, like how can you blame somebody? Like now when you get into rape and forcing yourself, I mean that's clearly when people say no and then you just keep going. But that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But when we're just talking about misconduct or making somebody feel uncomfortable, um, advances or something, it's tough in my book. I can only speak in my book. It's tough to me. Aaron just said our first lady posed nude. Come on, yeah, and nobody said nothing. You had that one preacher guy earlier, late last week or something. That was like, oh, you might not got a body like Melania, but you don't got to look like a troll, or you don't got, whatever the hell he was saying. Um, and people was outraged about that, but not outraged at her doing the picture or whatever. Like that part was okay. Nobody's upset at that part, or that's the first lady. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, even if they did, they would have said that's because um, it happened before she was the first lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happened prior, so don't hold her past against her. So let me see. So all right, so this is the Andrew Cuomo picture. This is one of the girls that accused him. Um, you know what I'm saying? And just so happened, I guess her friend took this picture, and I think this is the girl that said that he had his hands on like the lower of her back or whatever, and then uh, I guess he moved his hand and then he did this, I guess, or whatever. Um, which it's hard to get the whole story from one picture. But like, if that's the case, like move his hands or say like this makes me uncomfortable. Like say something. Like just say something. Just say something. That's all I ask. If women, if you're ever in that situation, just say something immediately, even if it's not to that person. If it's to like say something, but you got to say something though. Andrew said he's catching crap for that though, and Donald probably paid people to shut up, and he just gave them enough other crap to talk about. We talked about that 1,000 times. How Donald is the king of distractions. As soon as the story come out, he'll have another story that takes the pressure away from the stuff that we should be focusing on. He did it so many times over those past 4 years, and it's crazy. Not to mention, what 15 girls came out before the election saying that Donald Trump had sexually, misconduct with them, and he won the presidency. Right, he won it, and like nobody said nothing about it ever again. Like 15 women came out and sat and did a press conference, and he won the election. Nobody ever said nothing about it. That's what I'm saying. So here's a photo with Al Franken. This is the photo here. Um, so like I said, this was him. Um, he's a comedian or whatever. I think he was doing like a USO tour or something, like a comedy, like with the troops or something. Doing the comedy, like a comedy tour to different bases overseas. If I'm not mistaken, that's touch her breast or hunger, whatever. Well, but this was taken. I wish I knew how soon or how many years before, but this was before he was a senator. And like I said, he's on a comedy tour. He's a comedian. This is what he do. I'm not excusing that, you know what I'm saying, but I will say that I don't know for this picture. I don't know if he probably should have stepped down. But Democrats did what they do. They held themselves to a higher standard, and Democrats called for him to step down. He took his lumps and he stepped down with no hassle. And that just is what it is. Um, I can keep going. Like like every time I bring up something, just remind me of something else where I can stretch it out. Where Republicans stand by their people who goes through. I mean, they had a dude Roy Moore. I don't know if you guys remember Roy Moore. 2018 was running for senator, senator in some southern state. I can't remember. I can't remember. Was running for senate in some southern state, and like he was convicted or he was like charged and accused with well Alabama of course, but he was like accused of like child like not child it was like uh like I can't even think what it's called. Let me see if I can pull it out real quick. Um, but it's something that has something to do with like being like with kids or something. Like he was like talking, like trying to talk to like women, kids or whatever. That were girls that were like underage or something. Uh, I gotta find out what it is. Three women sexually assaulted by Roy Moore. Two of them was minors at the time. Uh, six other women came out. So that's messing with minors, and Republicans stood by this dude the whole way. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Donald Trump did. 'Cause they don't care. But other Republicans, nobody ever pulled their support from him. They might not speak as loudly, but they never pulled the support for a guy that potentially he hadn't been charged, but potentially um, had sexually assaulted some minors. women, period. But definitely minors. You know what I'm saying? And they still buy them because it was never charged and all of this good stuff. But soon as the hint of anything happened, Democrats like, man, we got to get them out of here. Like whoever it is, Al Franken, Cuomo, we got to get them out of here. Like, we ought to set to a higher standard. We got to get them out of here for accusations. If they're found guilty or whatever, I'm all for getting rid of people, all that stuff. But when it's just accusation, I just don't know why you're so hastily made if you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. That's all I'm saying. All right, man. I've talked over my time. I appreciate you guys joining me, Angel. I appreciate you being the only one in here right now, having a discussion with me. Um, Looking forward to seeing y'all Sunday. Uh, you guys got any topics or ideas, show ideas, anything like that? Definitely let us know. Um, Good old politics. If you guys need anything, um, uh, let us know. And during the course for Ebony J, Sundays, I'm not sure if she had a show this week or not, but feel free to go back and watch our other shows on all of the streaming platforms, not streaming video, but streaming podcast platforms, including YouTube and right here on Facebook. Um, Salute to the city as always. Not this city behind me, that's New York, in case you guys didn't know. And uh, I'll see y'all Sunday.